60% of a good tattoo, or 50%, is all about composition and preparation. A rule that's very important is what I call the 70-30 rule. And this rule basically means that from every image that you see, there must be a main composition that's 70% of the whole image, and things like backgrounds or secondary stuff cannot be more than 30%. Like, I mean, we've all seen this kind of sleeve full of things, and you cannot tell what it is until you get close. Then you go up close to the sleeve, and it makes sense, but the whole thing doesn't match. And it's because your brain actually needs to focus in something from a distance until you can get closer and follow a path of different images. So this is very simple. Like, if you have like a skull and a rose, if they have the same size and they're one above the other, your brain, when they at first glance looks at it, won't be able to know which one is more important, so they will mount. So you need to create one image with them. Like, that's why you put the rose above the skull, or vice versa. You make one image out of both of them. If not, you need to make the skull smaller, the rose bigger, so it means that one needs to be taking up 70% of the space. So anyway, that could be even for a sleeve. Let's say you have like a sleeve and you want to create like statues. Well, you will need a statue that starts here and finishes here. Doesn't mean that you can add smaller statues around it, make a composition, like that's fine. But when you do that, the moment the person walks in the room, you see a clear image of the design because of your focal point, and then you can see the rest. So that for me is very important, that helps me a lot. Then other rules, well, this is more that I follow for composition, is when I finish my design, especially with color designs, I will put it in black and gray, and I will check that I'm following the 1/3 rule. My 1/3 rule is that I have 1/3 black tones, 1/3 middle tones, 1/3 light tones. If when I get my color tattoo and I put it in black and gray, I have this 1/3, 1/3, 1/3 of the light on the composition, I know that it will be three-dimensional. You will have volume, you will have a clear view of the whole design. In other words, if you have 2/3 of black, it's going to be too dark. If you have 2/3 of light tones, it's going to be flat. Okay, it will be okay if that's what you're looking for, but if you're looking for realism and volume, it helps a lot to follow this rule. You can also have the colors, the color rule. For example, these are just helpful. You can play with them. You don't always need to follow them. For me, the color rule means that if you want, for example, a face to be powerful, the colors that you choose for the background should be the opposite tonality. What I mean is that when you look at the wheel of color, you get opposite colors in the wheel of color. For example, the face is in warm tones, the background should be in cold tones. That will push the face out. If you have a face in warm tones and the background is fire, that face won't be so powerful as if you have the other way around. So it's kind of things that you play with. You know, the warmth, the tonality. If you put a purple beside a yellow, they're going to be super powerful. That's actually why a lot of the police lights, you know, and the sirens, they are blue and red together. Why? Because opposite colors together are more powerful than similar colors together. And of course, to think of all these things for composition, you need time and preparation. So if you're going to do the design an hour, 2 hours before the tattoo, won't work.